At 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon going into Christmas week. I could tell you we've seen a lot of traffic, and well, the proof is in the pudding here. Just a lot of cars on the road to deal with, and every time he jumps into oncoming lanes of traffic, my heart skips a beat because you just don't know. Here comes another pit maneuver attempt, and he's making a right turn. So there you see this deputy doing all of the right things, trying to bring this to an end, getting ever so closer behind him, but he manages to. Now we're in a parking lot.
Yeah.
We'll try and widen out. What kind of a parking lot is this?
Let's see. Cul-de-sac or something.
Took it into a parking lot, and now back onto another major street. Now, if you notice, now we have a new primary unit closest behind here. He almost lost that original unit, but there's so many deputies and CHP units, and I guess LA County just within seconds of this scene. Now here comes Orange County right behind him with another failed pit maneuver attempt. But that time I saw contact. That time it looks like he actually was able to tap him for the first time. Orange County deputies able to tap that bumper, but it was just a little too soft, and this guy's going just a little bit too quickly for them.
It almost looked like the Orange County sheriff, so I guess who's the one that did the tap there, then went up onto the curb after he did the tap.
Yeah, so we just went, I believe that was the 605. We actually went underneath the 605 is what we saw there. And so now we're continuing westbound. This is westbound Imperial Highway, now going to parallel the 105. We're well into LA County's jurisdiction here, but as you mentioned, Chuck, Orange County deputies still the lead agency in this pursuit. As we originated out of the Laguna Hills area, we were on the 5 freeway through Irvine. He jumped off of the freeway for a while. Now here we have some more traffic. We haven't seen him come to a lot of stops. Now he's been coming to a pause here, making another northbound turn, and I don't see any deputies here in the shot. So now they have to make their way through that traffic at that intersection on the Imperial Highway and catch up with him. But don't have no fear. The helicopters overhead are monitoring his each and every move as he now makes his way further north into LA County. We're coming up into the Downey area, Chuck.
So now we've gone to Downey, so we've gone from Laguna Hills all the way up to Downey, on and off the freeways and surface streets near the Disneyland area, past Knott Boulevard, and now,
and really picking up speed here just in the last few seconds. You know, I think he saw an opportunity to lose police there. He jumped off of the 105, was able to squeeze his way through traffic. There were a number of deputies behind him, but they were stuck in that same traffic, and it was a little bit too much congestion. But as you saw there, LA County Sheriff now overhead, going to probably take over this pursuit officially in just moments. It's just a matter of time before LA County deputies take over this pursuit. Now we've made, I believe, an eastbound turn off of Bellflower. So we're eastbound off of Bellflower, heading back towards the 605, and this driver, while he thinks he may have gotten away, certainly has a whole other thing coming, because it's just a matter of time before they catch up. We don't see any deputies right behind him in this shot, but LA County now calling out his each and every move, monitoring him from the sky, and again, just a matter of time before deputies catch up with him once again and bring this to an end. But you saw such a valiant effort by that Orange County Sheriff's deputy. I counted at least 7 or 8 pit maneuver attempts where he came up right behind him, and that last attempt, you almost thought, oh, here we go, over median, on the median, skirting oncoming lanes of traffic and a traffic jam to his right. What he decides to do here, almost, this is just so dangerous, getting really close to oncoming traffic here, and now he's got that driver's side window. This is the first glimpse of the driver that we've been able to see here, but now we've turned around and clearly picking up speed, thinking he may have a chance to outrun cops here. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it, because again, they have helicopters overhead monitoring his each and every move. So it's just a matter of time, but in the meantime, he's really raising the stakes here, going much faster than I think we've seen all afternoon, especially on surface streets, Chuck.
So from his vantage point down there, you're saying that he probably doesn't see black and white units?
I don't think he sees them behind him. We'll go ahead and widen out. We'll try and confirm that here, but I don't see any black and whites behind him. And I think he managed, okay, there's one about a block away. Again, he's making twists and turns here. Just made a right turn, I believe a northbound turn, possibly Lakewood Boulevard here. But he made a northbound turn, and the closest black and white is at least a few blocks away, Chuck.
I wish I had the statistics in front of me, but it is extremely rare that even if black and white units aren't following the individual, that they can elude the helicopter. I mean, it night or day, they've got a bead on this person, and they will be caught.
It's very rare. I mean, one comes to mind a couple of months ago. We saw a guy jump out of the car and climb into a sewer. But you're right. It's just so rare that they actually get away. And remember, with helicopters overhead here and L.A. County taking over the pursuit, they're more likely going to follow him from above for a little while and track his movements instead of being too aggressive. As a matter of procedure, L.A. County Sheriff's deputies are just a little bit more conservative than the other agencies in our area, and they're going to be particularly careful here, especially with the maneuvers and the erratic driving that we've seen this afternoon. They don't want to spook the guy, and they're just a little bit more cautious here in L.A. County. Now, if he takes it into LAPD's jurisdiction, it's a whole nother can of worms. But for now, he's in L.A. County's jurisdiction, and they may very well opt to just track him from above, and that's what we're seeing here, Chuck. Now making a number of twists and turns, thinks he's got away, but he is definitely under the close eye there.
Are we still in Downey?
We are still in Downey. We're in the heart of Downey now. Okay. In the Florence, Lakewood Boulevard area, and again, he's picking up a little bit of speed. We'll try and get a cross street for you here, but we're just west rather, of the 605.
Well, you can understand some benefits of that policy, perhaps the Sheriff's Department, of not being quite as aggressive. It dampens down the danger somewhat, especially when you got a guy like this who will go in and out of traffic, do just about anything to elude officers. Perhaps he'll slow down a bit. It looked like he probably threw something out of the vehicle or ran over something back there.
Yeah, we're back on a surface street paralleling Lakewood Boulevard. So we're going northbound through Downey in a residential neighborhood. Very unclear whether he's familiar with this neighborhood, but you see him just twisting and turning through this residential street. And it's a little peculiar, unless he's got GPS in there. It's a little unusual to see these guys jump into a residential neighborhood that they're really unfamiliar with. It's just way too easy to run into a cul-de-sac, but he's making a number of twists and turns, and it almost looks like he's doing a circle. Now, if he continues to kind of loop around this neighborhood here, that's going to provide plenty of opportunity for L.A. County to take position around this neighborhood and eventually rejoin the pursuit on the ground. But for the time being, L.A. County has taken this over from the air, and they're just basically tracking his each and every move, Chuck.
Okay, and on the screen, we've done a split screen here, Chris, because I know you can't see it, but you can see some of the pit maneuvers that very valiant Orange County sheriff's officer there kept trying. And there was one right there, but never quite made it. Chris counted, I think, 7 or 8 attempts that he made.
Yeah, and as I zoom out here, we can confirm that there is...
oh, my gosh, look at that area.
No police anywhere near here. L.A. County, Orange County, or CHP, they've all kept their distance at this point. He does have a cul-de-sac coming up, but it looks like he's going to avoid it. And that's what I mean. He may have GPS inside this vehicle that's allowing him to kind of traverse this neighborhood of Downey, but it's just a matter of time before he eventually corners himself.
I mean, that's a really revealing wide shot that you gave us. This is pretty much totally then, Chris, an airship pursuit right now. Whoops, look at that. You mentioned a cul-de-sac, and there you got a fence across the road there. Now he's backing up, turning around, trying to get out of there. But there are no units on the ground. But the airship overhead, as you can see, they will not lose him.
Yeah, the airship is following this very closely. You saw there was a parking lot that he saw was going to be his dead end, and now he's basically reverse course, and now we're paralleling the 605. So we're just on the other side of that wall against the freeway here. You'll see the suspect coming up behind him here, and again, no other units directly behind him, only that L.A. County Sheriff's helicopter directly overhead here, John.
And remember that the pilot, there's two people, and there's a spotter and a pilot, they're in contact with the units on the ground, so they're kind of directing things from the airship like a coach and the football team, so they can tell the officers where they think they ought to be, position themselves. And, this guy could be in real trouble if he gets into a residential area like this and is unfamiliar with it, like we just saw, maybe run into a dead-end street, a parking lot, or a cul-de-sac or something like that. So there's a lot going on that we can't see.
That's right. I should clarify. We're actually, through all these twists and turns, we've made our way a little bit further to the south. So we're very close to the 5 and the 605, but he's continuing southbound and not really pushing the limits here. He's not breaking any speed records. He's kind of traveling very casually through this residential neighborhood. You see pedestrians have no idea who this guy is or what's going on.
No idea whatsoever.
With the type of driving that he's capable of, it's just a nerve-wracking situation every time you see pedestrians or any bystanders anywhere near this guy. But without police on his tail, he's more likely just going to kind of drive around in hopes that he can find a spot to maybe bail the car. We don't know if it's his car, by the way. It could very well be a stolen car. So often it is. But as far as we know, the only information we have confirmed is that this is a mail theft suspect. So who the car belongs to and where it's registered and all of that information is unknown to us, but very well known by now to law enforcement.
Obviously, we keep talking about a male suspect, but there are at least three individuals in the vehicle, if not more, but three that we have confirmed. Also watching all of this with us as we come up on 4:30 now is Colleen Williams. This has been quite a pursuit, Colleen.
Oh, it really has.
Over, around, just about everywhere.
It really has, Chuck. And watching the pit maneuvers that were
oncoming traffic here. Okay. I mean, they just almost darted into traffic there. There was traffic, cross traffic, onto this major street here, and he's still showing signs of desperation as he'll just jump right in front of traffic to continue here. But this is with no law enforcement behind him. So it's in front of other cars, and here he gets a little more traffic, and now through a gas station. You saw that traffic, and now he's looking for an opportunity to just cut through a gas station, a black and white right behind him now, and we'll see if LA can. Here comes the foot bail. Here comes the foot bail. 1, 2 suspects in the car, 3 suspects in the car, 1 female, 2 males running in 3 different directions. And there's the driver. Let's stick with the driver, Alex. You see the driver now running down the block. They bailed out of the car right at that gas station. Thought maybe he had an opportunity to hide, but it's come to an end here. He's got his arms up, and Downey police will take this guy down until he gives it. There we go. Downey police with the suspect at gunpoint, and this pursuit has come to an end, and albeit a safe end, thankfully, here in the city of Downey at a gas station. He dumped the car, 3 suspects, 2 males, 1 female, splitting up in 3 different directions. We'll see if the other 2 are in custody. I'll go ahead and back up here and see what see where they ended up here. Don't see any other activity, but there's the vehicle. You can see
Chris, take us just for a second through the gas station area here. I mean, what's going on here? All of a sudden you're pumping gas, you're a customer there. You see this car come through, 3 people bail out, then you see the black and whites pull in. What's it like there? Can you describe it?
Yeah, so it's a crowded gas station, plenty of folks filling up on a holiday week here, and it looks like he saw an opportunity to cut through the gas station and eventually maybe just continue the pursuit, but it just looks like he ran out of steam and decided to give it up and thought he might be able to outrun the cops on foot, but Downey police just had too many police officers in position here. They were ready for him. LA County was monitoring this, and LA County sheriff's deputies in the helicopter were pursuing him from above. But Downey police were just, they had the area saturated waiting for this guy to make a move, and he eventually gave up the vehicle there, and there he is, the driver there in a red t-shirt, red shorts, now being taken into custody. We do not yet know the fate of the other 2, but just based on what we saw, it looks like they didn't exactly have the stamina to run for it either. So I would imagine that they are in custody by now. We're trying to confirm that, but the pursuit, thankfully, Chuck and Colleen, has come to an end here.
And 2 of them were pretty slow to come out of the car there. Hey, Chris, before we leave you, I want to tell people we have crews en route to the area. Can you give us an exact location here? I think you said he was headed northbound on Lakewood.
Where's that
gas station?
At Lakewood Boulevard at Florence Avenue. So it's the gas station right there on the corner in the heart of Downey, just off of the 5 freeway, is where this all came to an end this afternoon.
All right, Chris Christie, another excellent job as we watch this pursuit. Like I say, it started in Laguna Hills and ended up way up here in Downey. So it lasted a long time. And once again, You can try, but you're not going to outrun the helicopter or those units on the ground.
Truer words, Chuck, truer words. All right, we will have the very latest. We have crews en route to the area, and we'll have the very latest in about less than 30 minutes at 5 o'clock.